In the little town of Sedalia, Colorado, my dad and I started the towed braking market when we invented the Brake Buddy braking system. Now, 20 years later, we're changing the market again with a new crew and a new product, the RVibrake.
Hey guys, it's Jared and Dan, the RVI guys. We're back again to talk about why we do what we do. And today we're going to talk about the tire pressure sensors that are from RVibrake. And I've got Dan here, our president and our inventor. And Dan, just a couple of questions I'm sure the customers have. Why did we do this to begin with? Why did we do sensors? We're brake guys.
Well, you know, as we developed the RVibrake and as we're thinking through safety products, and we start thinking that the towed vehicle is kind of that part of the product we want to protect. We wanted to make RVing and towing a vehicle safer. Well, it was just really simple to start thinking about what are the other disadvantages of not monitoring tire pressure if you weren't doing that, and the dangers that could come along with a flat tire. You know, you could tow a car for a long time with the tire being flat and never even know. You could do a lot of damage to the vehicle. So that got us thinking about how could we implement tire pressure sensors in our system.
I mean, it's funny, everybody has a rear view camera monitor, most people do, but not everybody can tell how the back tire is doing, and to know instantly that you got a low tire or a sudden drop in PSI really helpful. Right?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, you're relying on a good Samaritan to pull up next to you and flag you down and say, hey, by the way, your rear tire's, you know, flat and it's tearing up your car. So yeah, there's better ways to do it.
I think the other big question that people have, especially when we talk to them on the phone, is, so what makes your tire pressure sensors different from somebody else?
Well, the main difference between what we're doing and what our competitors are doing is we already have the infrastructure built into the RVibrake. So up in the motorhome, we have our wireless monitor. It's already getting information from the braking system, the RVibrake, and the towed vehicle that's telling you when it's operating and how much braking you're getting. So our thought was, hey, let's just invent tire pressure sensors that work right through our system. You don't have to buy an extra monitor, so we don't have several monitors up in the motorhome.
It already looks like an airplane cockpit anyway.
Yeah, there's enough to look at. So it's, you know, if we can eliminate one more system through our tire sensors, so that's the difference with what we're doing. We're the only braking system on the market that has a tire pressure sensor capabilities right through our system.
We'll talk about installation time, because I think that's, historically, there's been two big issues with tire pressure sensor systems. One is just how long it takes to set up, and two is poor communication between the rear wheel of the towed vehicle all the way up to the monitor in the coach. Talk about those two things for us.
Yeah, sure. So those are definitely the two issues we put the most time in engineering. The fact that, you know, it can take an hour to set up the first time you use tire sensors, it can take an hour to set those up and program them into the monitor. We just didn't want to go down that road with our consumers. This should be a, you know, 2-3 minute setup and you're done and you're using your system. Right. So, you know, what we came up with was using a unique address for every sensor. So they're labeled on what tire it goes on.
Left front, right front, etc.
Exactly. So you just thread them on the tire they're supposed to go to, put our monitor in its pairing mode, they pair up in less than a minute, and you're ready to go.
So we talked about installation, talk about the communication. You kind of talked about infrastructure a little bit, but expound on that. I mean, that's a big thing about what we're doing. Repeaters are kind of a big deal out there. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So in most tire pressure sensing devices, we're trying to broadcast from the back of a towed vehicle to the front of a motorhome. And that can be 60 feet. So, you know, having a good RF connection is always a problem. So, you know, manufacturers out there came up with repeaters so that it would help broadcast that through several items to get the signal up to the motorhome.
Right.
So the RVibrake becomes our repeater without buying a repeater. Because
no hidden costs.
No hidden costs. It's just built in, and that's why we can be competitive on price. So we've got the RVibrake in the towed vehicle. The tire sensors are on the four tires of the towed vehicle. They're no more than 8 feet away from our main unit, and then we use this as sort of a repeater, for lack of a better word, to send the signal up to the motorhome. And we already know that we're doing a great job with our communication here, so it's a no-brainer that we don't have problems.
Right. So as you can see, those are the reasons why we came up with tire pressure sensors. It's a great thing from a safety standpoint. And here's kind of our philosophy. We love our products. We're passionate about the RVibrake2. We're passionate about our tire pressure sensors. But we're mostly passionate about RVing. That's why we got into this industry to begin with. So whatever you do, whether you use anything from RVI or not, be sure to be safe. Protect your loved ones, protect your investments, use a brake, use some sensors, and have some fun out there. We'll see you next time.